In the distant future of 2019, the Tyrell Corporation stands atop the social food chain, both on Earth and on the off-world colonies, expanding their wealth and power, symbolized by the sprawling skyscraper metropolises built off the back of slave labor by use of their line of Nexus series replicants. Born by way of machine and forced into a life of servitude for a predetermined number of years, it's no wonder that some sought freedom from the grime of the tech-dependent dystopia that they played their own hand in creating. This simple lust for life breds an entire line of law enforcement for the original cyberpunk hellscape, Blade Runners. Blade Runner is the definitive dystopian sci-fi film franchise. Based off of the 1968 book Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, it was Ridley Scott's first foray into Hollywood feature film directing. And when it first came to cinemas, it was actually a real big sleeper. It didn't do all too well in cinemas, but it amassed a massive cult following. For a start, the film is visually stunning. The use of scale models and miniatures and real practical sets, both in the original and in Blade Runner 2049, just makes me go bonkers for yonkers, man. Whenever I see really convincing special effects all captured in camera, my brain just maxes out on dopamine. I go absolutely nuts for it. This film and the sequel are just absolutely stunning. I love them so much.
What the f?
Also, Vangelis' score is widely regarded as one of the main adhesives that really holds the film together, and by all means really set the trend for the synth-heavy soundtrack for futuristic dystopian cyberpunk landscapes. Blade Runner was without a doubt one of the earliest franchises which really defined the genre of cyberpunk, and it is its own genre. Blade Runner and cyberpunk as a genre was really reactive to the time and place that it grew out of. I sort of imagine what it would be if Star Trek was created in a less optimistic time in human history. William Gibson's debut novel Neuromancer was released only a couple years after Blade Runner. Blade Runner in 1982 and Neuromancer in 1984. And it was probably the other largest release around the time which really helped to define what constituted cyberpunk as a genre. And after Blade Runner and Neuromancer, cyberpunk really went worldwide. After Japan's 1988 anime film Akira, cyberpunk was really widely recognized as this massively over-the-top thing that it is today. In fact, Akira being every bit as bizarre as intriguing was actually my other choice for a cyberpunk-themed episode, but I think Blade Runner just about takes the cake here. Sorry, we are mainly here to talk about drinks though. In any scene in Blade Runner or Blade Runner 2049, whenever we see our protagonists, either Deckard or Kay, drinking alcohol, it's pretty much always Johnny Walker Black Label. In fact, for the release of Blade Runner 2049, Johnny Walker released a limited edition of their Black Label, a limited edition blend, as well as this really, really cool bottle that accompanied it, which actually appeared in the movie. In fact, even to tie into this, Johnny Walker commissioned some cocktails from bartenders to tie into the release of the film. And the cocktail that I want to look at today, which was created for Blade Runner 2049, is a cocktail called the Deckard by Ezra Star. And I think the ingredients really nicely match this kind of global view of society deep into the future. We're really pulling ingredients from all kind of places of the world here, whilst keeping the base spirits of Johnny Walker whiskey. There were others which were created for the film, but in fact most of them, if not all the rest of them, had ingredients which were way beyond my capability of creating or acquiring in any way, shape or form. This is going to be a shake and drink, and according to the Johnny Walker website, we should be using Johnny Walker Black Label to make this drink. However, I already had a bottle of Johnny Walker Red, and I didn't want to go out of my way to buy just the Johnny Walker Black. They are different in flavors, no doubt. The Johnny Walker Black, I think, resembles a Speyside a bit more, but I was actually, funnily enough, looking at the description of the limited edition blend that they did for Blade Runner 2049, and it was described as lightly smoky. So what I'm going to do is do some of the Johnny Walker Red label, and then add in a tiny, tiny little bit of a smoky Isla whiskey just to bring a little wisp of smoke to the drink, which should hopefully build up the flavor profile, which was expected. So we're going to need 1¼ ounces of Johnny Walker Red label. Could use Johnny Walker Black. I just don't want to. We're going to need 1/4 ounce of smoky Isla whiskey. I'm using this Smokehead. We're going to need 1/2 ounce of fresh lime juice. We are going to need 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. Mine is quite strong, actually. When it says 3/4 ounce, I imagine it means a 1-to-1. Mine is a 2-to-1, if not even stronger, so I'm personally just going to do a little less. We will need 2 ounces of fresh pineapple juice. You also have to trust that I squeeze this pineapple juice with my own 2 hands. And the last ingredient we're going to need is something really interesting. We're going to need a teaspoon of matcha powder. I've never had matcha powder in anything before, let alone in a cocktail, so I'm really excited to see how this turns out, and you sort of get what I mean about all kinds of ingredients coming from all corners of the globe here. Right, we're going to shake this drink up, and I really want to aerate this because we have not only the matcha powder in there, we've also got pineapple juice, which when shaken really aerated, it creates a nice foam, a nice froth. And I think the matcha powder is probably going to do the same thing. So what I'm going to do to achieve that is I'm going to put in 1 big ice cube from a mold. Very similar to what Dave Arnold suggests and what How to Drink does all the time, with 1 big cube and 1 just cracked into the shaker. All right, gonna take a chilled coupe. Oh my God, that smells like grass. I'm gonna fine strain this into my coupe. Whoa, that is green. And to garnish this, we are going to need star anise and a little purple flower to accompany it. Oh my God, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. I'm sorry, I'm gonna take a picture of that. That's like, let's taste this cocktail. Whoa. Whoa. What? Oh. Whoa. Wow. Huh. All right. Whew, that is really weird. Oh my God, wow. Wow. Whew. Okay, so let's see if I can describe this to you. Straight up, you get pineapple. So first you just taste pineapple juice. Then that quickly turns into fresh mowed grass. And then boom, you get hit by the Scotch whiskey. You get the kind of, what I think is like a raisiny, quite a fruity bit from the Johnny Walker Red. Quickly turns into aggressive smoke. Probably not what was originally intended with the Johnny Walker Black. Probably because we used the smoke head, but I think that's fantastic. How you quickly go from this fresh, fruity, floral from the pineapple. That quickly turns into fresh grass. It's still a bit sweet, it's still a bit sweet. Then we get the Johnny Walker Red. You have like ghosts of sweetness with like, I think it kind of tastes a bit raisiny. And then bam, you get savory smokiness. Whoa, and the nose of the anise really kind of drives that. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, fresh pineapple, grass, smoke, raisins, and more smoke. Dude, Ezra Star, I think you're onto something here, pal. That's incredible. That's probably the most unique drink I think I've had in ages. Still got more in the shaker as well. So yeah, I absolutely love cyberpunk as a genre, and it definitely is a genre. You have these corporations that take over, and only the wealthy CEOs and business owners of the highest caliber can live in any semblance of comfort or luxury. Even though everyone's lives are inundated with advanced technology. It's its own unique setting. It's high-tech, low-life. It's how does a so technologically and culturally advanced society delve into just scum, crime, and honestly primitive behavior? It's really interesting commentary on how capitalist machinations can lead us to this. Now, of course, you know, it's very politically driven. But it's very, very interesting to take that core concept, that core idea to just its absolute max. And Cyberpunk definitely does that. The more excess you throw at it, the better. I mean, just look at Cyberpunk 2077, or rather what it should have been. Very, very interesting. I love the colors and neon landscapes, the soundscapes. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's slightly disturbing, but also comforting in the same way. Yeah, I love it. Thanks once again, guys, for joining me. I've been Joe. This show is In the Drink. If you liked it, please leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what you liked, or if you thought there was something I could improve upon, let me know about that in the comments as well. I'm always trying to improve the quality of this show as I go, even though nowadays I have access to, not so good cameras and lighting tech than I did in the past. And I don't have someone helping me out with close-ups so much anymore either. I've had an absolute blast bringing this episode to you, and I really hope you enjoyed watching it. So it would be my pleasure if you join me in the next episode. Cheers.